How you doing? It's the first time I ever made a video like this, so you guys are going to have to just bear with me. But I'm way overdue to give God the glory for the way He radically saved me from and delivered me from a 26-year methamphetamine habit. I probably did my first shot back when I was 17. Now, naturally, I got high, on dope, on pot, and everything else before that. But until you stick the needle in your arm, you ain't really, I don't know what to say. You ain't got high yet or whatever. But I never understood what it meant when people say you only have to get high one time before you're hooked. And, I always thought maybe they were sissies or just couldn't handle the dope or whatever. But once I got that rush, I knew all about what they were talking about, because I thought, well, this is for me. And, and I was pretty well hooked. And I didn't know too much back then, and I'm making this video also for that young addict out there that doesn't know nothing yet, even though you think you do. Because until you take the whole ride, you really don't understand, what's going on. But there's a lot of things I didn't know that I learned. And, I learned what it's like to go through 3 marriages, thinking you can get high and function as a family in a short period of time. I learned what it was like to be getting arrested all the time, always worrying if the cops was after you, First thing I think I got arrested for was with the Secret Service for cashing government checks, kind of fraud, and that was my first eye-opener with the law. And then from there, just being, just one thing after another. Those of you that got high, you know what I'm saying. You wake up, all of a sudden you look in your wallet and there ain't no money left. And then all of a sudden sometimes you wake up and you think, oh, what's due? And everything's due. No problems went away, And, next thing you know, you're completely stealing everything you can get your hands on, just to continue getting high. So you get to be pretty good at stealing, and you get to be really good at lying. I was pretty much a professional liar, just like the father of lies, But I know what it feels like to be living in a van, homeless, whenever your girlfriend's pregnant with your child, and and the baby's due in a week, and you're like in Colorado and you're from Pennsylvania, and you know that you just need to get out of there like right now, and then you get back here and you're still homeless, I know what it's like to get arrested, while your children are standing right there, and then they're crying as you're riding away in the police car, only to get to jail and find out your charges equal 64 years for having a meth lab in your motorhome, and quite a bit of other stuff. Thinking to yourself, by the time you get out, your kids are going to be grown. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like, to just not have nothing. Just every time you get arrested, you lose everything. And then you get out of jail and you don't got nothing again. I know what that's like. And the funny thing is, I could go on with story after story, but there's no real sense in it, because it just is a never-ending thing. You don't have nothing. Once you start getting high, you don't have nothing till you quit. Okay? And 26 years of nothing gets pretty old after a while. Everybody keeps telling you the right thing to do. You know what I really learned? I learned another thing while I was in jail. I learned that actually your parents were right the whole time. That's amazing. They were always right about everything that happens, and they said was going to happen happened. You know, I learned what it's like. You know, after you're on meth long enough, you'll get into that perverted world to where you're just hanging with the hookers and the you know, the adult bookstores and the strip clubs, and just get into that perverted world. And those of you that went that far, you know what I'm talking about. It's just shameful, sickening. You know, I know what it's like to see, to have your friends commit suicide all the time. And they don't even tell you. The next thing you know, they're just dead. And you think, why didn't they at least tell me, you know? I know what that feels like, you know? I know what it feels like, you know, to go to your friend's house and you see them all tied up in the kitchen with their mouth gagged, you know, and you think, what's going on? You know? So you go one time and they say, man, the dude was getting ready to take me out east, and, you know, because he thinks I ripped him off. You know, you just get into a whole new realm of people that you don't need to be around, you know? It progressively gets worse. You know? But the funny thing is, you know, the Lord is with you the whole time, but you don't know it. You know? It's only by the grace of God that He kept me alive through that whole period of time. You know? To get me to where I'm at now. You know? But after a while, you just get tired, you know? You get tired. And back in about 97... I got to that point to where I figured, well, you know, everybody else killed themselves. You know, I might as well check out too, because I'm tired of this. My kids are gone, you know, broke, busted, disgusted, you know. It's just, I'm tired. It's time to just check out. So, I did have a little concern though, if you went to heaven or hell. So, I was in Colorado at the time, and I went to Denver to a friend, Christian friend of mine, just to ask him, if you kill yourself, you go to heaven or hell, does it make any difference? So he said, well, you need to come to church with me this morning. You know, I said, oh no, I ain't going to church. I said, I can't do all that Jesus stuff. And see, because I growed up in a Lutheran church, it's extremely boring, and anybody that, it just, nothing happened at the Lutheran church in my book. So anyhow, I said, well, it don't matter, Chuck, I'll go with you, you know. You know, I ain't got nothing else to do. So anyhow, he takes me to church. And it was a black church, Heritage Christian Center in Denver, Colorado. About 3,000 black people in there. And they have church. I didn't experience it ever. I never experienced nothing like that. So anyhow, I get in there, and, you know, and all of a sudden, I felt a tear coming down my face. And I put my sunglasses on quick. I mean, after so many years, you get pretty hard. And you don't care about nothing. You don't have no compassion. You don't cry about nothing, period. And I felt this tear come down my face. And I said, whoa, what is that? You know? So, anyhow, I don't know what happened. The Lord got a hold of me. And the Spirit, man, it just come over me. And it was just like an incredible feeling I never felt before. And one thing led to another. And the preacher said, the title of this message is, It's Time. And I said, you know what? It is time. So, at the end of the service, when they had that altar call, I run on down there. And I accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as my Savior right then. Right at that moment. And I can tell you right now, this peace come over me that I've never felt before. It come over me, and I ran around, told everybody about this peace for months. I said, you ain't gonna believe it. I went to all the dope people. I said, look, I don't even want to get high no more. I said, this peace is amazing. Okay? And instantly, I quit cursing, I quit stealing, I quit lying, I throwed all my drug paraphernalia away, I threw all the pornographic stuff away. It really was amazing. And this went on for quite a while. I was high on that peace, you know? Well, I figured I was okay after a couple months, so I was missing my kids pretty bad, so I come back here to Pennsylvania to be around them. And once I left Chuck, I didn't really know how to relate to Christian people because, you know, all those years I was pretty criminal, and I didn't have much in common with them. But so I kind of isolated myself for a while, a couple of years really, and but I was still enjoying that peace. So one day I was telling the Lord, I said, you know, I ain't got no clue what you want me to do, what you want me to do. I know there's probably something you want me to do, but I'm kind of getting bored, lonely, and stuff like that. I said, so since I'm not really understanding what you want me to do, I'm going to pack up my motorhome and go back. I'm going to go to Colorado. And right then, I don't have a clue what that prayer did, but it opened some kind of door, because he probably thought, no, you ain't going back to Colorado. So things started happening. Things started happening. And, you know, I'm not bragging on anything that I have at this particular time in my life, because all my life I had nothing. Okay? But the Lord is so good. He will give you everything back that the devil stole, as long as you surrender. Now, you can't trick the Lord. You gotta be straight with him, and you gotta say, Lord, look, I quit. I'm done. Okay? I surrender, give up. Okay? I don't want nothing to do with nothing but you. It's all about you, Lord. And then he will he will pour out his blessings on you. So, first thing that happened was, I think I got a Harley Davidson, only had 6,000 miles for $500. That was the Lord. You all know it was. Then all of a sudden, I met my wife, you know? And, you know, normally I just pretty much was with strippers and stuff, you know? I never been with nobody that probably never even smoked a cigarette. It was a Christian girl. And somehow we got together. Even her knowing I lived in a camper, she said, the Lord will provide. And I thought, okay, as long as you can go with that, I'll go with it too, honey. So then, you know, so I get married, and then all of a sudden, more stuff started happening. Then we started driving the truck. You know, and I never had no good job at all. I mean, it's pathetic how much money I ever made in my life. So anyhow, now we're driving a truck. We're making, I mean, I ain't bragging. I'm not, but between the two of us, we'll probably make $120,000 a year. I mean, that's incredible to me. That's God all the way, you know. So now we got this good job, you know, and I'm just praising the Lord for His goodness. So then, you know, she said the Lord will provide. You know, I thought, you know, He might provide a double wide or something, but you know, she was pointing to these houses. I said, I don't think He's talking about one of them kind of houses, but if you believe it, then I'll go with it too with you. So anyhow, needless to say, a couple months ago, you can see this house back here. The Lord provided a beautiful home for us. That might not be all that much to you all, but to me and my wife, it's everything. It's a beautiful home, beautiful property, good development. The Lord is good. That's all I can tell you. The Lord is good. So, you know, let me get over here now. I'll show you a couple more things. So, the next thing the Lord provided was a better Harley. Okay? I'll just give you a little peek real quick. Oh, yeah. Now, that's a pretty one right there. Nice white walls. I couldn't have done that when I was running around looking for $20 bag of dope. There ain't no way. So, it just keeps getting better and better. So then the next thing you know, maybe a month or two ago, I was out just riding around. I seen this Corvette right here on the car lot. I didn't need no vehicle. I got a Jeep and I got some other stuff. So I told the Lord, I said, boy, that's a nice car. I said, but look, I don't want to get all fleshly and, and just, I want to be humble. I don't want to go too far with this. And I said, but I don't need it, so if you don't want me to have it, I won't get it. I said, but if you're cool with it, I said, I would enjoy it, So I went in, I told him, I said, look, if the deal goes through easy, well, then that's a good sign, I'll get it. So anyhow, deal went through so easy, I couldn't believe it. In fact, I got good credit now. That's amazing. That's really amazing. Okay? Because before, oh my, if I came to your house, you'd start hiding stuff, and I didn't pay nobody. Didn't pay nobody back. Okay? So the other day I'm riding down the road after I got this car, and I said, Lord, I still didn't need that car. I said, I hope you ain't mad at me for getting it and everything like that. He said, and he spoke to me. He said, I got you got that car because I love you. I said, you do love me, don't you? So, the Lord's so amazing. So I was riding down the road. I took a ride in this car down the ocean the other day. I was just thanking the Lord for His goodness. And I was thanking Him that I wasn't getting high anymore and stuff like that. And out of the blue, He just said, well, you still are getting high. I said, what? He said, you're getting high right now driving down the road in this fine automobile. You're getting high right now knowing that all your bills are paid. You're getting high right now knowing that the police ain't looking for you. He said, you're getting high right now just off this peace that you're experiencing. I said, Lord, I said, I am getting high. And I thank you for it. So let me just tell you something. I didn't mean to ramble on here, but I just want you to know that God is good and He ain't mad at you. Okay? He don't like your sin. If you're getting high and stuff, you ain't going to get high and go to heaven, I'll tell you. Don't let nobody fool you. And I'll tell you another thing that helped me a tremendous amount is after I got saved, I read this book, Mary K. Baxter, A Divine Revelation of Hell. And let me tell you, you read that book and you find out what hell's all about. There ain't no party in hell. You ain't going to see your friends there. You ain't going to have a beer or nothing there. It's complete torture and it lasts forever and you burn. Okay, once I read that book, I said to myself, well, I'm going to tell you what, I've been through hell all my life, and I'll be darned if I'm going to die and go to that hell. So it kind of helps me stay straight, you know what I mean? Reality check. So if y'all get a chance, Google up Mary K. Baxter, A Divine Revelation of Hell. And I promise you it'll help you. Okay? But for all you young people out there, don't waste 26 years of your life before you get a hold of some of this stuff. Because there ain't much time left. And you don't want to go to hell. And that's where this dope will take you. Because I know. Let me just tell you, I know that I know that I know. So look, glory be to God. And God bless you people. And I hope this video will help somebody. Just don't put that needle in your arm. Because ain't no turning back. Once you get that rush, it's over. Okay? All right, God bless you. May God be the glory.